R&B singer Bobby Marcel Wilson, better known by his stage name Bobby Valentino or Bobby V, was born on February 27, 1980 in Jackson, Mississippi. He was raised in Atlanta, Georgia by a doctor mother and a pastor father. Some of his musical influences growing up were Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, and the Isley Brothers. In his teens, he joined the R&B group Mista under his birth name in 1994, which also included members Daryl Allen, Brandon Brown, and Byron Reeder. They got quite a bit of attention for their 1996 single, Blackberry Molasses, but when their debut album dropped that same year, it didn't do well. A second album was produced, but never released. Due to management issues, the group split in 1997. After graduating high school, Bobby enrolled at Clark Atlanta University on a music scholarship. By day, he was the typical college student, but by night, he was putting in long hours in a recording studio. He told YouKnowIGotSoul.com in 2020, "I was constantly grinding and working to become Bobby Valentino. That's when my name came about in college as well. During that time, I was just so into music, and I've always been so deeply rooted into music. Every day after school, I'd go to a studio and record. I'd be in the studio until 2 or 3 in the morning, and my parents wondered what I was doing so late. Then I'd have class at 8, so I was almost flunking out of school. It didn't work out for me with that music major. They required so much of me, so I changed my major to mass communications." He hoped an appearance on reality TV would help his career aspirations when he auditioned for the first season of American Idol in 2002, but he didn't make the cut. Undeterred, he later recorded a few demos, which eventually made its way to Ludacris's Disturbing the Peace label. From there, he landed himself a recording deal and swiftly began working on his debut album. The project, titled Bobby Valentino, was released in the spring of 2005 through Island Def Jam and Disturbing the Peace. The first single, called Slow Down, became a top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 and captured the top spot on the R&B songs chart. Slow down, I just wanna get to know you. The follow-up single, Tell Me, featuring Lil Wayne, didn't make it into the top 40, but did come in at a respectable number 13 on the R&B songs chart. His sophomore album, Special Occasion, dropped in 2007. The release was preceded by the single Turn the Page, which produced mediocre results. The second single, called Anonymous, featuring Timbaland, did much better, peaking at number 17 on the R&B songs chart. The following year, Bobby decided to leave Def Jam and Disturbing the Peace. In a 2017 interview with rapindustry.com, he said, "It was time for me to move on. DTP is a great label, but sometimes things don't click, and sometimes people just need to take risks for things they believe in. I felt like there were things I needed to accomplish creatively on my own and in the future." When asked if there was any truth to the rumors that he actually got dropped from the label because he had a bad attitude, bad album sales, and bad performances, he said, "Not at all. There are no hard feelings, nor were there ever, between myself and DTP. As far as bad album sales, I believe my past 2 albums have been the second highest selling albums on the DTP roster, besides Luda, so that is also not the case either." Around this time, a British musician by the name of Bobby Valentino brought a lawsuit against American Bobby Valentino and his then record label Def Jam for the use of the name. Apparently, a contract was written up where both artists could use the name, and Bobby would be able to continue being referred to as Bobby Valentino everywhere except the UK and Ireland. However, Def Jam went against the contract. Both Bobby as well as Def Jam had to pay British Bobby a lot of money. So, from this moment on, to avoid any further drama, Bobby Valentino became Bobby V. Bobby also got into acting in 2007. He made his television debut in 2007's Once Upon a Prom and his film debut in 2011's Video Girl. His third album, The Rebirth, dropped in 2009. The first single, Beep, featuring Young Jock, made it into the top 10 on the R&B chart, coming in at number 6. Over the next decade, Bobby dropped 3 more albums: 2011's Fly on the Wall, 2012's Dusk Till Dawn, and 2018's Electric. None of them did exceptionally well, nor did any of the singles become hits. In the summer of 2017, a video began circulating all over social media of a half-naked man trying to escape the verbal wrath and camera of a transgender escort named Rima Houston. That man was later verified to be Bobby. Apparently, he failed to pay her after having sex, and she just wanted her money. Bobby, who was in a rush to leave, left his shoes and keys behind, and Rima is heard telling him when he brings her the money, he can have his items back. A rep for Bobby told TMZ he had no idea Rima was a man. Bobby's legal team filed a suit against her, claiming she was guilty of extortion. He alleged she took an unauthorized video of him during their late-night encounter, and when he asked about it, she threatened to release it on social media unless he paid her several $1,000s. Rima told her side of the story to BET. She detailed her first meeting with Bobby, in which he offered to kickstart her career by featuring her in a new music video. But upon a later meeting in her apartment, he tried to engage in sexual activity, to which she declined. The clip that was previously circulating the internet was reportedly taken in response to him unbuttoning his pants seconds before. While Bobby's extortion claim was later thrown out, he reportedly still faced criminal charges for assault, battery, and stalking. Ultimately, according to Rima, Bobby was a no-show to their court date, so the case was dismissed. Hold up, wait a minute, that's not all. While this drama with Rima was going on, a second trans woman came forward alleging a hookup with Bobby, and she brought receipts. Shauna Brooks entered the conversation with a screenshot of her push notifications dated February 3rd, showing a missed call and an Instagram like, allegedly from Bobby. Also that summer, Bobby became a father when his first child, a daughter, was born. The following year brought more drama Bobby's way when he was listed as the suspect in a rape. According to a report by TMZ, he was named by a woman who filed a police report in Cobb County, Georgia on Monday, March 19th. The alleged rape occurred Sunday. Cops said they had an open investigation into the case, so they were going to keep details under wraps for the time being. Bobby's rep told TMZ they were pursuing legal action, quote, against what appeared to be a weak yet calculated attempt to obtain financial gain through ulterior motives in the matter, end quote. The rep didn't say the alleged victim requested money directly from Bobby, but called her version of events an apparent false report. In 2022, Bobby participated in a versus battle paired with Ray J and went against Sammy with Pleasure P. Their performance garnered such positive results that the four singers decided to develop an R&B supergroup named RSVP. Currently, Bobby, as well as the other members of RSVP, is gearing up for the Millennium Tour 2025, set to kick off March 7th in Louisville, Kentucky.